This is a revolution.
I am the demo god.
All Elite
Wrestling squeeze is settled.
I want a match that is
Wonderful.
John Silver fucked this up. A paradigm shift.
You wanna kick my friend in his dick?
It's the FTW World Championship.
Bubbly. Alright, Kenny's gotta be cool, right?
The All Elite best tag team division in the world.
Not the Dippin' Dots. The damn Dippin' Dots didn't do anything to anybody.
And welcome to episode number 27 of AEH, the All Elite Hour. My name is Bryan with MARKEDOUT Wrestling Podcast, and this show is brought to you by the AEW All Elite Wrestling Discussion Facebook group. Go there. You can see pictures of Jay White. No, you can't see pictures of Jay White. You can see pictures of, we have pictures of the Dark Order right now. It's actually Alan Angels. He's the spotlight wrestler. So we do a whole spotlight on him. You see matches from his past. You see past interviews with him. And we do that for every wrestler. We also have just old matches from, just AEW from the past. Everything. Any kind of news or whatever you could think of from AEW, you can find it in our discussion group. So go join. It's the AEW All Elite Wrestling Discussion Facebook group. Now joining, myself on the show, of course, we have MJ. He's our Jay White aficionado, as you all know, on AEH. So how are you, MJ?
Quesuitosi.
Excuse me, what?
What? Oh, my bad. Hey, you can't see Jay White on the group, actually.
We can? How?
Yeah, I'm gonna post a Jay White versus John Moxley match just because you, referenced that, so.
There you go. See, you could see, things like that on the discussion group, so.
I'm doing good. Introduce the next guy.
Yeah, actually, do you want to do it? Let's have you do it. How about you? I want to hear, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, fellow AEH fans, you got Bryan with an I.
Yeah.
So now you got Bryan with a Y.
Clap. I'll give a slow golf clap. How are you, bud?
Yeah, you remember me. I've been on the show a time or two before. You might remember the introduction as the guy known as the Cat off Discord. I've been off Discord for a few weeks now, so that's just why nobody's seen me on there. I'm doing great. How's everybody else?
Hey, I can't complain, man. I just had some sushi. Well, fake sushi. I don't really eat real sushi. I eat vegetarian sushi, so I don't really consider myself a sushi eater, but I had sushi. I could say that.
I love sushi. I don't eat fish, but I'll eat sushi.
Yes, there we go. See? All right. We have that in common. At least usually I don't like guys that spell their name with a Y because I'm a fellow Bryan, and obviously we have that's a thing. I don't know if you grew up that way.
I've never met a Ryan with an Ryan. So I don't get how, every Ryan I've ever met is Ryan, which is just a shortened version of the full name Ryan. So I don't get where mothers get the idea to spell your guys' names with an I. It's so weird.
Hey, wait a second. Wait, MJ, what were you going to say?
What happened? Sushi is fish. What the fuck?
Yeah, but it doesn't
That's what I'm
have
saying.
to be.
It's so weird. I know I'll eat sushi with fish, like mahi-mahi, tuna, anything like that. I'll eat red snapper. I really don't like freshwater fish. I'm more of a saltwater. It's got to be red snapper, mahi-mahi, good fish.
The only thing saltwater I like is taffy.
What is this Joe Rogan experience? Can we move on?
All right, so let's get into some wrestling. Before we get into any kind of Dynamite talk or anything like that, I figure let's talk about some of the bigger headlines that have been going on over the past few days now.
Heels?
I'm sorry, go on.
Heels? We're talking about heels?
I wasn't going to, but I love that you bring it up because actually, can you talk about that? Because that's the one thing I don't have in front of me. So if you have some information about it, I'd love to hear it.
The information on it, but most people have heard about it, and we can give the quick little rundown. It's a program set up for the support of the female fans within the wrestling community. Most people can probably admit they've either taken part in it or seen it themselves, the bullying and harassment that goes on by a lot of male fans in the wrestling community against women. And that's true in most aspects of life, especially in the sports industry. So Chief Brand Officer Brandy Rhodes, wife of Cody Rhodes, has created a platform for them all to kind of create a safe space, if you will, for the women to have video chats and just an outreach program and other things like that. There's a lot that goes into it. it's arguable whether it's worth the $50 annual price, I guess.
Sure. Well, yeah. I get that. Yeah, I get that part of it. But yeah, I think. Sorry.
I guess there's merchandise included with it too. I don't know. I know, like when they did a web seminar here a couple months back when they first launched it as the pilot program, there was like totes and a shirt or something like that they were sending out to people for being the first 100 or so to sign up or something like that. So I mean, I would imagine they've got stuff like that. So it's not like you're getting completely worked over paying $50 to have somebody talk to you and give you advice on this, that, the other.
Just some pre-recorded bullshit. No.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, no. Honestly, that sounds cool. That sounds like a good way of trying to get like a female audience, I guess, or grow your female audience, especially when you're a new company like they are. So, MJ, what about have you?
I was gonna say, it's good for aspiring wrestlers too. I hate to say it like this because that's all I can think about saying it. Low end indies. I mean, is that fair to say?
Is what fair to say?
A low end indie, is that disrespectful? Do you think?
What, heel? Wait.
No, I mean, the program could be good for up-and-coming wrestlers, too, you know what I mean? For young wrestlers.
I don't think it's actually... Is it an actual show?
No, it's
I didn't think it was a show.
It's supposed to be also giving, business advice, things like that. There's
man, it could be used for, up-and-coming wrestlers,
Well, I guess so. I saw it more as like a Patreon type of thing, where it's like, all right, so you give X amount of this money, and then you're part of the Heels program, but you also get these meet and greets, you get these Q&A sessions, you get like Bryan said, you get maybe merch. I don't fucking know. But wait, MJ, you're saying that there's gonna be like matches or something? Or?
No, I'm saying that if I was a indie wrestler that was wrestling in the same town for about 5 years, I'd kind of want to join that program.
Yeah, but it's for women.
Well, no, as being a woman, that's what I mean.
Okay, I thought you meant
that's what
I
I'm
were
saying.
to do it. Okay,
no.
All right.
Saying if I were a woman, I was a low end,
Gotcha.
doing matches every night in the same place, I'm going to want to join that program to get more knowledge and more, critique on what I'm going to do in the future.
I agree. I totally agree. Yeah, it would definitely be a good source. I thought you were talking about some sort of like ladybug situation. Well, yeah, you know what, Bryan, thank you for sharing. I think honestly, I think it's great. What do you think about it? Like, Bryan,
I'm kind of torn between it. I mean, I don't really care too much either way. I think that it's got the potential to be good. I don't know how many are actually going to buy into the program or anything like that.
Right. I will say $50 is, what was it, $50?
Yeah, it seems a little bit steep. Like I said, I think it's the annual price, though. It's not like a monthly tier.
Right.
I do feel that they should have tiers where, say, there's one that's free and there's one that's, this much a month or whatever.
Right.
Tier 1, 2, and 3 that you get different levels of stuff with.
Sure.
But and we'll see if they maybe change things up if they realize that they're not getting enough subscribers first off.
Right, and this also comes on the heels of, I saw also a headline, this kind of flows into it too, that Brandy, she's not on Twitter anymore. She took herself off of Twitter.
Yeah, something about, I guess she couldn't handle some of the criticism that was going on as a result of it. It just adds to the whole reason for why they're even doing this to begin with.
Yeah,
MJ, have you heard anything about that at all?
The only thing I can think is that,
so I'm looking right now, yeah.
I'm glad that she made that decision. I mean, Twitter isn't the nicest place,
No. And it especially,
people think that they help people, and sometimes more than helping, they don't.
Yeah, right. Aren't the Bucks? Didn't they take themselves off of Twitter, or are they back on it?
I have no idea.
They're back on it. But I totally understand it. Everyone needs a break from social media from time to time. So hopefully everything's okay on her end. But
then on the same thing is that there's still wrestlers that don't abuse it. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like Lance Archer, for reference. Almost every night before his Twitter, he just says, God bless, good night,
Yeah, that's cool.
He doesn't put his opinion on anything. He answers fans' questions, likes he likes my stuff, and I'm just started Twitter, this year? So
right.
That's what I'm saying, that just still kind of sucks if anything were to happen. Because in Japan, Bryan, you got information on that, right? Stardom, they had,
with an I or Y?
They stopped their media. Bryan with a fucking Y.
More about that. Are you talking about what's going on with Hana Kimura's mom and all of that?
Before that. Remember what happened before that? Where they're kind of getting mad at the audience for doing, media stuff and Reddit. That's what I feel like it might have to come down to.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, a lot of you see so many celebrities at different levels that just don't know how to handle themselves and stay out of the Twitter beefs. That's the problem. They've got to realize some of these people just have nothing better to do with their lives than to sit there for hours on end and keep replying, trying to get you to say something that they can take and twist and turn, and other people are going to look at you in a more negative light as a result of it, and then you sit there and you delete everything, and then you look even worse. It's just, stay off, man. Twitter.
Or just get a burner account. There you go.
Yeah.
Or do this. Or do this.
Have them do it.
How about this, Brandy? Come to a Facebook group with a group of people that actually monitor and do stuff right with this outlet.
That's true.
Be in our group, you know what I mean? I don't know if you're ever going to listen,
Yeah, exactly. Wait, so MJ, if Brandy was listening right now, can you please just pitch... Wait, did I call you Brandy or did I call you MJ?
You called me MJ.
Okay. Ooh, had a moment there. All right, MJ. If you can do a pitch to Brandy, what would you say to her? You have 20-ish seconds. What would you say, if you had a chance?
You want to come to an outlet that's good to their people, that monitors, that keeps the good, pure, positive flow going for the wrestling business, then come to AEW discussion on Facebook.
10 seconds.
What?
You might fill the time.
Come on, man. That was a speech. That was a little speech right there.
No, that was perfect. I don't know, man. Where were we? What were we doing? Were you saying, Brian, were you saying something? Did I cut you off?
I was saying, Mikey Ruckus and so many others, we've got them in the group. Come on, Brandy, get on.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Cody, someone.
Ask around the locker room. You know who's on the group.
And Randy Hogan. Oh, no, he's in the other one. Never mind.
Yeah.
Right? Never mind.
We're not going to ask you to be admins. We ain't going to be anything like that. You know what I mean?
Right. All right,
let's create a sock account and just never have to deal with anybody tagging you.
That's true. Another headline that I wanted to get your guys' opinion about was the executive that was recently fired from the Warner Media Group. I'm sorry, actually there were two major executives that were fired by the names of Bob Greenblatt and Kevin Riley. Basically, the long of the short of it is Riley was the guy responsible for bringing AEW to TNT. He also oversaw a lot of HBO and a lot of their other programming. And he's been there since 2014. He was the head of content for Warner Media, and he actually just signed an extension last year for fucking 4 more years. So I don't know what the heck is going on, but apparently this is pretty big in the TV industry right now because, again, these are the guys that were kind of responsible for bringing AEW as a company to TNT. So I'll go to you, MJ, first. What do you think about this? Do you have any knowledge about it, or have you been reading up about what's been going on? And do you think that this can actually affect AEW?
Okay. What are Wednesdays looking like, On Wednesdays, TNT is putting up a program that's top 5ing it, you know what I mean?
Sure.
And it's not even 2 years into the tenure. Not even close. It probably is close to the tenure of 2 years, but that's what it is. Without any executive decisions, I don't think that they would drop it.
No, I don't. I think it would be silly.
I mean, the worst thing that can happen is that some opinions can be thrown around into the product. I think that's what we should fear more than it being dropped. Maybe Bob is giving them more freedom than the next guy's going to.
Well, it's actually a woman.
Then think about this then. For a wrestling company that advocates women's wrestling really big, really huge. I mean, I guess just based off of her wrestling opinion, that has to be what it comes down to. If they already don't have a wrestling, opinion about it, a good opinion or a bad opinion. I guess that's what it comes down to. But I do not see them dropping them. There's no way.
No, especially when they're fucking crushing ass with
especially
ratings.
When, Tony Khan, man. This is not a guy like in the past, like everyone's saying, Uncle Eric shouldn't have been on there. He's going to kill the company. Those are parents. Anyways, we'll talk about that later. This is an actual monopoly guy that's born into the monopoly and has done great stuff. And there's no dirt on Tony Khan like all the other people. You know what I mean? With everything digging up, you can't really find anything excruciatingly bad about Tony Khan.
Right.
So I think being a businessman and who his father is, I think that business is going to be business. And as long as they maintain that top 5 or hell, probably even maintain a top 8 spot, I don't think they're ever going to get dropped.
No, I don't think so either. What about you, Brian? Do you have any input on this whole situation that's going on?
See, I've heard a lot of people try to point to, if they're getting great ratings, why would they cancel them? 2012, the TV show Rob on CBS, 12 million viewers, 3.7 adults, 18 to 49 demo.
Is this the XFL?
Yeah. No, that was Rob from CBS back in 2012. And there was Terra Nova on Fox with 10.1 million, getting a 3.6. Alcatraz on Fox with a 9.6 million, getting a 3.4. House and Desperate Housewives, respectively, on Fox, getting 8.7 million and a 3.3, and ABC with 10.4 million and a 3.5. Ratings aren't everything. It comes down to company structuring. They could look at this and say, look, it's just, we can create some content for cheaper.
Right.
There's a reason why Cops ran for 30 some odd years or however long it ran. It was so cheap to make. It's a guy with a video camera following around a cop. All the action's taking place. You're not paying for anything. There's a reason why there's been a major shift to all these different reality competition shows. America's Got Talent and, The Voice,
sure,
et cetera. You don't have to pay for anything, and you've got an audience that's coming to you either paying for tickets or you're giving them tickets in an auditorium.
Right.
It's money, man. That's what it all comes down to. At the end of the day, these are all companies looking to cut cost in a time that TV's weird right now, the industry's weird right now, the economy's weird right now, the world is weird right now.
Yeah.
Warner Media is owned by AT&T, and they've been told that Warner Studios is supposed to be cutting 10% of their employees here coming up this week. So we'll start seeing a bunch of names come out. It's going to get a little bit scary over there, man. There's a lot of people that are facing getting cut here.
Sure, but here's my thing.
What's AEW's future in this? I really don't know. Some people have pointed, they've got a contract extension for a couple more years.
Right.
Yeah, but
that don't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
All they've got to do is turn around. They've got to turn around and look at AEW and say, "Here's your money. Bye."
Right.
Happens all the time. That's just business.
But I know, I know. Obviously, it would be pretty devastating if somehow them they don't continue on with TNT. But it's not like they don't have any funding. They have. I mean, Tony Khan and their whole family, they've got money, so it's not like they'd be totally screwed. For example, if Impact lost their thing with because I know Anthem is one of their owners or whatever, but if Anthem somehow, I guess kind of cut ties with all of the whole Impact Wrestling staff and all that, they would be fucked because then they don't have any kind of money behind them. But I feel like with AEW, I mean, they have the cons. It's not like they're pretty set. So I don't know. But I really don't think that, me personally, I don't think anything's going to happen, especially with their ratings still going up, right?
Well, here's my thing. Is it really going to matter? It's not like another station isn't going to pick them up. Obviously they are. I mean, think about this. Is it really a big deal that they're on TNT? It's just the first deal they landed, Right. Probably other deals were talked about, but I'm just saying this is, TNT is TNT. It's running basketball, movies. You want to be on that network, man.
Sure.
Yeah. But who's to say they're just going to get the same amount of viewers on the other network? So,
what about Netflix or something?
Well, outside of that, you've got the others within the so-called superstations of the TBS inner circle, TNT, TBS, and True TV. You've got those channels that they can move them to as well, which they all.
I'm thinking Paramount
for any baseball game or anything like that. When they put them and move to a different, that's normally what they do is move them to True TV or whatever. And so, there's always the possibility of that. Worst case scenario, they get canceled and we see them popping up on YouTube for a couple months until they land somewhere else. It's not like they don't already have the following built. They've got the platform there to use.
For sure. What were you saying, MJ? You said
I was thinking the perfect station would be Paramount.
The Paramount channel. What do they even show? I know they show Bar Rescue.
I mean, it's pretty much what everything Spike showed with like cutting down a lot of shows. But.
So then they just have to call it TNN. Just please give me the little TNN logo, like when old ECW.
I'm just saying that either way, AEW fans are going to be AEW fans. I really don't think it. I mean, they've already proved that they can go against. I shouldn't say that.
What?
I mean, if people tell me that, I'm sorry to bring this talk to this fucking podcast.
No, do it, man.
If people are telling me that SmackDown is the most viewed show that WWE has right now. Present moment.
I just threw up a little bit, but continue.
I mean, is that true or?
Well, I mean, have you seen Retribution?
And because my brother's a WWE fan. He's one of those smart ones though, He knows he knows his talent, and he just like watch this, and I'm watching these motherfuckers tear up a ring and cut with a chainsaw, and I'm like, You know what this is? This is just a more violent Nexus. I'm turning it off. All right, so then that I mean, that's fresh. All right, I'm gonna tell you that. That is undoubtedly a fresh thing to do. So you fucking do the same shit, but violentlier?
So are you saying AEW needs more chainsaws?
I'm saying that I'm lucky that I have an alternative. How about that?
Fair enough. So let's get on to it, because there was another thing I wanted to talk about, but we'll end up talking about it when we talk about Dynamite. So I guess let's just. I mean, did anything specific? I'm going to throw it to you, Bryan, because it's not too often that we get to have you on here. So, what stuck out to you? What was like the biggest thing that you wanted to talk about as far as this episode of Dynamite?
I think the one thing everybody's really wanting to talk about, two things, would either be the main event. You had an amazing match between Darby and Mox. God, that was actually a really beautiful match.
It was definitely better than the one before that they had.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's a lot more believable on Darby's behalf. And of course, we've got to talk about the debate, man. How often do we get?
Let's start at the debate. So of course, and it was a little sad because apparently this was something that kind of got out there before it was supposed to, but still, nonetheless, it was still a fucking awesome moment. We had Eric Bischoff, Big Uncle Eric, come out, and he was the guest, the mystery moderator for the Orange Cassidy versus Chris Jericho debate. MJ, what did you think about seeing Bischoff as the guy that the mystery man that they brought in? You like it? You hate it? What'd you think?
It was a smart fucking move.
Why is that?
Because
should they have promoted it? Like
no. One of you are gonna scold me for this. I know it. AEW has a trend of going back to the southern part of wrestling, to the old part of wrestling.
Definitely.
They're not rehashing. They're just bringing back.
Well, I see it as paying homage, right?
What? I didn't think about it that way.
Well, I mean, it's certainly for next week too.
It's just an appearance,
Sure, but like
that's
next week we have Rock and Roll Express.
Well, that's
by.
Again,
for the tag team thing.
So that's what they're using the legends for the right purposes. If that makes any sense.
Sure. They're not having them go have a match against them at one of their biggest pay-per-views.
Well, I could believe Rock and Roll Express because I still know what they can do.
Well, they're a wrestler. They're correct. Yeah, they wrestle. That would make sense.
But yeah, that's exactly what it is. Whereas some people just use them for the wrong reasons,
Sure. And of course, if you guys haven't seen the debate by now, well, probably by the time this comes out, you've probably seen it. But go back and check it out because, of course, Jericho of course he takes over and he just makes fun of Orange Cassidy, his attire, calling him a ginger jackass, and just kind of blasting him on the mic. And while Eric Bischoff is asking these questions, Cassidy isn't selling anything. He's not talking. He's not reacting to Jericho at all. And then it was the best part. I mean, this is clearly. I mean, I saw some comparisons to Old School and what was the other one? Billy Madison, maybe. I guess like was it Billy Madison? Yeah, when he answers the question at the end. No.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Had a moment there. But holy shit! Like Orange Cassidy killed it. This is by far his longest promo that he's cut since he's been in AEW. But I mean, Brian, do you think that this is going to lead to anything with? I know MJ said that this is just a one-off, but do you think there's any chance that we see Bischoff in a more maybe a reoccurring role? If not, I mean, he's not going to be an every week guy, but you think he's going to show up anytime soon?
I'd love for them to be able to use Uncle Bish more, man. Like, first off, TNT execs, Warner Media execs, whoever's, in charge of all of this, let's fire some people and possibly cancel some shows. This is one more reason why you need to pay attention of what's going on here with AEW. They understand their fan base, and they're right there. They're showing we respect the history of this network here.
Right.
When we're going and we're bringing back people that have been on this network that, made this network what it was 20 years ago, 30 years ago. How can you not look at that and think, man, these people, Tony understands the business, he understands the industry, and he understands the network. He loves this shit. He's not just some
for sure
little Richie Rich trying to sit there and play with daddy's money.
Right, kind of like a Dixie Carter type. Sorry, Dixie, but
yeah.
And then you think about the revenue too. About when people come back, how much fucking money they're going to make.
Well,
let's think about that. Well,
things are going to be different, dude. I mean, it's not. I don't think things.
I mean, hey,
well,
man.
You're right. I don't. I'm not a scientist. I have no fucking idea.
Some states, listen, man. I'm telling you, some states, it's like it never even happened, just because.
That's what I'm saying, but they're going to be
fucked.
But they're going to be fucked again. Like they're just not admitting it.
I mean,
we'll see.
Man, listen. Remember that 1 week.
What?
When Cody and was it Cody and the Bucks, or was it Cody and Kenny that came out and talked and maybe alluded to maybe this would be one more show?
Cody,
yeah, and then all of a sudden wrestling's still every week.
Right. Well,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's going to be barriers, but it's going to be broken. I feel that it's probably going to be the end of next year. That's how I feel. The end of next year, I think everything is going to be, going back to where it's supposed to be. Mask's going to be in. I know that.
That's
They're
true.
going to be the new in.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but anyway, I don't know, man. So anyway, the whole debate angle, I loved it. Thank you for pointing this one out, Brian, because this was actually my favorite, and I know this was a lot of people's favorite segment of the whole entire show, but Cassidy completely nailed the fucking his answer to the question. Let's see, where was it? Oh, what are your thoughts on global sea level rising? And of course, Jericho refused to answer, but that's the one that Cassidy just blurted out a whole fucking, I don't know, just a paragraph of informative words, not like the ones that I'm saying to you right now, but
it was like you wrote a freaking thesis and delivered.
It was so good. It was so good. But so now this sets up the whole thing next week. And MJ, can you just explain? So they're having a match next week, but it's a what is it? A $7,000 obligatory match of sorts, or what? How are they promoting this gimmick?
You are obligated to pay him $7,000 for
next
the fucking
week?
jack. Yeah.
But are they having a match for it?
I guess that's what it is.
Right, that's what it is. Okay.
If Cassidy loses, he has to pay Jericho $7,000.
Huh. So is that weird that they're putting? No, actually, when did he wrestle? He wrestled them on Dynamite, or was it at pay-per-view?
It was on It was on Fight for the Fallen.
Fight for the Fallen. Well, a special event rather. Okay. All right. So that makes sense that they're doing this on.
No, wait.
I
lied to you. It's Fyter Fest Night 2. That's
well, either way, it was a special event, quote unquote, whatever you want to call it. Okay. Cool. All right. Well, I mean, I love the whole thing with him and Jericho. This is one of my favorite just stories that's going on in AEW right now. So I can't wait for for what's going to happen next week.
I'm just scared, man. I'm scared.
Why?
If Cassidy wins, man, I don't know, this might you know what? If Cassidy wins, this might put AEW on the map to be in the most talked about wrestling company.
All right, so let's put bets right now.
It's going to be Cassidy. They're already alluding to it. It's either going to be Cassidy or something huge is going to happen to avert Cassidy from winning.
Well, it's either going to be Cassidy or it's going to be Jericho.
Well,
it has to be. I mean, either that or it's going to be like a double DQ or no contest, or they suddenly make it a triple threat and some random shenanigans like that falls out.
A lot of people are going to be watching this match.
I feel it's going to be Cassidy because this is going to turn into we'll have the rubber match coming up down the road.
Well, you know what could happen now that I'm thinking about it? Sue can file a claim on her van that the Inner Circle beat up. You know, they fucking destroyed it.
Van.
Right. She can give Orange because she's Trent's boy, right? He's one of his best buds. He's one of his best friends. Jesus. She can give the money from the claim to Orange, and then he can use that money towards the jacket. I mean, I don't know if it'll be $7,000. I don't know what her deductible is and all that nonsense, but it looked like there was a lot of damage to that car. So, that's a little bit much. Well, it's a nice van. It's a nice soccer van.
It was such a good angle until they showed a view from a camera inside the van.
I'm with you.
Ruined it right there. Just like, damn it, you ruined it. Wrong. Bad move.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I cut that out. My bad.
Why? See, why do you have to do that? Because now I have to fucking do something rather than just...
My bad, man. It blurted out. I made a petition earlier.
You know what? I'm not going to cut it out. I'm going... Let's see what time...
And I signed it.
No, I'm going to... You know what? I got you, MJ. Don't worry about it. I got you.
Here to make your job harder anyway.
Mm-hmm. So let's get to the opener. We had the 12-man tag team match. It was the Elite and FTR versus the Dark Order, which I know this comes on the heels of we had the 10-man tag the week before that a lot of people were pretty critical about. So I'm glad that they doubled down and they're like, oh, you know what? You guys didn't like the 10-man tag? We're going to give you a 12-man. And it's going to be, they're both going to be the opener. So, however, I will say that this one was a little bit better than the 10-man. Although there was still a lot of chaos, but there was still a lot of stories going on within it. But Brian, what did you think? Like, did you like that guys were kind of leaving in the middle of the match and then coming back? What are your thoughts about it?
The one thing that I hated about that match was watching so-called veterans leave in a match like that and leave one or two of their own guys in that kind of situation. Like, the whole Elite would not have left like that. It seemed off to me, even if they are building towards something else. That was a bad booking decision right there.
Right. Yeah, I'm kind of with you, but I'm curious. What do you think, MJ? Like anything specific about this match stick out to you?
The ending.
With what? With
Brody going over with Brody discussed clotheslining. Oh, my bad.
Oh, Hangman.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, you're thinking of something.
I just caught it. No, I just caught it. Another move in another company. Hold on.
It's a lariat.
It's a lariat. Sorry. Proto League discus lariats. Hangman Page, and then that results into like some shock because I didn't know that was going to happen. Kind of really thought that Elite was just going to take this one, but. So we're going to get Elite versus Page, and I'm fine with that.
Elite versus Page.
Did you?
No,
really?
I said Lee
you really
versus
just call Mr. Brody Lee? Brody?
Oh yeah. By the way, did you just refer to them as?
Excuse me. What? What'd you say?
Okay, we all did it.
One at a time. MJ, what would you say?
I said, did you call Dark Order heels?
Did I?
Yeah, you said that on the heel side. The match went over on the heel side.
No. I think I said we were on the heels of.
Well, I'm just saying. Who said Dark Order were heels? They just help people win. That's all they do.
Well, I mean, Dark Order, they're not bad people, and Mr. Brody Lee or anybody, if you're listening, I know you guys aren't bad. You're very good, actually. You give opportunities to people, like Colt Cabana specifically. He's doing great. You guys are doing a great job. Actually, quite jealous.
They're heels. They enter and leave off of the heel side entrance.
Well, you're going to be disappearing, probably. If a van picks you up in the middle of the night and puts a hood on you.
Oh, I joined Dark Order right from the get-go. I'm down.
I would too, actually. It looks kind of fun.
Do this.
Yeah, let's go. Alrighty. Well, so, by the way, Dark Order defeated FTR and the Elite. But holy shit. And one of the things, too, this was one of the big things, I guess, throughout the match, was the injury angle that they did with Dax in the beginning. And can we all agree that it's a work, right? He didn't really get hurt. That was just a whole setup. The other guys leaving. Yeah. Okay.
I think everyone's crazy.
What? Oh, the ones that believe it?
People believed it. People believed it.
Well, they threw up the axe, didn't they?
Did he?
If it involves it is a work.
Yeah. All right. Well, we had, let's see, there was the tag match after that with Best Friends and Santana and Ortiz, with Best Friends going over. Which, it's kind of a shame to see, Santana or Ortiz kind of, they're not real, I don't even think they're ranked in the top 5, in the tag team division, but, on the flip side, I am happy to see Best Friends getting a push, and, I don't know. MJ, do you have anything else, anything specific that you want to talk about with this match?
I mean, we can just throw the fucking, promo in with it, right?
Which one?
Okay, you're right. We can just throw both of the promos in there, right?
You talking about MJF?
No, I thought you were still in the Best Friends match.
Oh, yeah, we could talk about that. Yeah.
No, I'm just talking about, listen, maybe Trent just needs to talk, you know? Maybe Trent just needs to talk for them, you know? I really did not believe Chuck's emotion at all, if there was any. It was lackluster to me. Really, that's my true opinion of that.
So what, you can't really, or you don't take him, I don't want to say you don't take him seriously, but.
The way his tone and the way his emotion was with the tone, and the way, you know, Trent was over there all intense, you know, I didn't feel it coming from him, so.
What about you, Brian? Are you Brian with the Y, I'm sorry. Are you a fan of, Chucky T and Trent so far in AEW?
I'm impartial to him at this point. I think they can do a little bit more with him.
Well, especially Trent, because that's what's weird. I'm not used to Trent being a tag team, you know, star. I'm used to him being
he's been a tag team for a while.
Well, I'm talking about PWG, man. The singles matches that it shows, man. It really does.
All right. What did let's talk about, I guess, MJF showing off his headquarters, for his campaign, MJF in 2020. Hashtag not my champion. But I guess the big thing, actually, this is, well, I guess it kind of leads into it, but the whole, what's it called? Matt Hardy getting busted open. Apparently that rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. That's kind of what I've been hearing and reading, in the articles on the interwebs. But I almost called you MJF, MJ.
Yeah, I got an opinion about this subject, actually.
Yeah, let me hear it, because Hardy was he was a mess.
Okay.
After this. Like, apparently Sammy got chewed out.
Let me feel this out here, you know? Okay, Sammy got chewed out, alright? Is that like a definite, like, did that happen?
That's what I'm reading, but who knows?
That's what you're reading?
Yeah.
Well, this is the arguments I was reading about. They said that, man, why are they letting a young guy work so violent with a veteran? Really? Aren't you the same people that didn't want this PG, you know, American PG wave of wrestling? You wanted more chair shots and everything, and now people, just because it's another company, you know, and it just seems like, even if you don't even watch WWE, they still take stuff from AEW. You know what I mean? And that's all it comes down to. But if it's a legit Sammy got chewed out, then that's another opinion. You know?
Right. What about you, Brian? Do you think this was something, or who knows? Maybe they're just working us, and this is just.
Did I not say 5 minutes ago? If it involves a wrestler, it's a fucking work.
Oh,
hold on.
I'm not sure whether he actually busted him open the hard way or not. If he bladed, dude, I gotta give Matt credit because that was a hell of a blade job. He did it quick and flawless. Either way, they're selling it like they need to. They've got you and others sitting here reading articles thinking that Sammy's actually got some backstage heat over this whole thing. So
that's true.
They're doing great with it.
It's got people talking about it.
If it was all meant to be the way that it's playing out, they're doing their jobs.
Yeah, all right, well, that's a good point. And plus, I guess, go on.
It's Matt fucking Hardy, dude.
Mm-hmm.
You think Matt Hardy hasn't taken worse fucking shit? I mean, really.
That's true. Well, actually, this is Matthew Hardy, remember?
Well, this is
Matthew Hardy. He's unkillable.
Referencing what you called me, he's a grizzled ass vet. I'm sure if he can
vet.
jump off of ladders, he can take a fucking gash from a chair.
It's true.
That was all the other Matt Hardys. This is the real Matt Hardy. He had just told us that it's the real Matt Hardy now.
Yeah.
Well, he did say that on YouTube he's still going to do his multiverse. He said it in some kind of way.
Well, I think he just wants to kind of put a pause on it until things kind of hopefully start getting back to sort of normal or whatever.
Well, I know what he wants to do. He wants to boost Private Party. That's exactly what he wants to do.
Private Hardy. Private Party Hardy.
Yep.
Man. Well, all right. Let's talk about another one. We had. Actually, I guess Brian, was there anything else that you wanted to say before we moved on?
No, not really.
Yeah. Good. Fucking
Can't
great.
think of anything I had there.
Yeah. Let's talk about the Cody and Matt Cardona versus John Silver and Alex Reynolds match. Of course, in this match, we had Matt and Cody going over the Dark Order, and this was really just to really showcase Matt Cardona, him and his moveset. We saw a Pearl River plunge in there, so shout out Ahmed Johnson. That's pretty cool. But this is, I don't know, MJ, I know you were saying that you're kind of worried about where this is kind of going with, right? Was that you or was that Brian?
Yeah, that was me.
That was you. Okay, holy shit. You said that you were kind of concerned about where they're going with Matt Cardona in AEW. So, what did you think about this match? Because obviously there was nothing changed, right? I mean, nothing different.
Well, the Tiger Driver, I kind of popped when I saw that Tiger Driver. I'm like, Matt Cardona just did a fucking Tiger Driver.
Pearl River plunge.
I don't care what it's called. It's a Tiger fucking Driver, all right?
Well,
it's a Tiger Driver.
Pearl River plunge.
Tiger Driver.
Pearl River.
Listen, man.
Yeah.
The gimmick just felt fake. You know what I mean? As in, like, the gimmick's like he's like back with his best friend, but I feel he's just gonna turn right around and just, yeah.
So like the gimmick is that this is a gimmick.
Yes.
The
gimmick is I'm about to turn on you bastards.
Right. So this is he's just kind of continuing on with his WWE moniker until
no.
He switches he flips that switch. No.
The only thing I got from his WWE moniker was him putting the taunt he does. It kind of was like, oh, I really wish he wouldn't have done that. It's different. Yeah. Obviously, it's different than that, but...
Wait, you talking about the LI?
Yeah.
The L and the I? You don't like that?
I mean, he could have used a different, way to show me that this is not Zack Ryder. This is fucking Matt Cardona.
True.
We know you're from Long Island, bro.
Well, I mean, I'm doing it right now with my hands. He can kind of do a MC. Right? Just throw 3 fingers down, flip your hand over, and then just do a little
C. Either way,
C.
I'm not going to hate him.
Yeah, I hear you.
I didn't hate him in WWE. I'm not going to hate him now. So.
What about you, Brian? Any thoughts on Matt Cardona so far?
Not so much on Matt Cardona. His moveset is very nice and very impressive there. Like the finisher there, the radio silencer is what it's being called. Mm-hmm. Radio silence.
Radio silence. Which
beautiful.
I don't get that name.
I don't either. I don't. I have no idea, but yeah, that's what I've read about it. To me, it was weird again seeing Cody have another one of these Wednesdays where he had said when he got the TNT Championship that he would be defending it every week, and he wasn't this week, but that's neither here nor there, I guess.
What happened with that, actually?
I don't know. It was face Cody fighting as a face in this match, which was, again, weird because we're used to seeing him do heelish tactics through a lot of his matches.
Right.
This one was pretty clean.
Huh. Yeah, that's true. I totally forgot about that.
They're going with him right now.
Yeah. Do you think that Cardona's going to turn on him at some point, or do you think it's going to be the other way around?
One of the two has to. That's the only way I see this all playing out between them.
Yeah, fucking shit.
I don't know who it's going to be. One of them is definitely. Well, I don't think it's going to take long to happen.
If you
if I had to take a pick, I almost would bet that it would be Cody making the turn, just like the full cement of him being heel.
That's a good point. Matt Cardona would be a good catalyst for Cody. Everyone's kind of thinking, like, what could be the thing to make Cody turn? And that certainly could be it. You don't think so, MJ?
Dude, I don't want Zack Ryder to be on the same end he's been on for years, man. It's not fresh.
No, I know it's not fresh, but at least maybe this way he has a real axe to grind, and I know he kind of already does, but now at least he has one in AEW, so this could kind of really just skyrocket the feud with him and Cody. Especially if Cody's going to be the heel on this point. And you get the fans behind Zack. Matt Cardona. I know, sorry. People want to cheer Matt Cardona, right? Don't you want to cheer him?
Yes, I do.
Right? Woo, woo, woo.
That's not what... Well, I don't know that.
You know it.
No,
yeah.
I don't.
Also, go on.
Go ahead.
No.
No, you have more comments on it. Go ahead.
No, all right. All I wanted to do was shout out John Silver and Alex Reynolds and Matt Cardona, all from NYWC on Long Island. That's awesome. All graduates.
And all I wanted to do was make the segue that after the match, Cody was making his way backstage. Scorpio Sky makes his way to the entrance ramp tunnel, and we have a title shot.
Yeah.
From Scorpio Sky for the TNT Championship. That was what was going to be my little segue there of how he didn't defend it this week.
Did you happen to see Scorpio Sky's promo on Dark?
No, I didn't.
It's worth checking out. Took a chair out, and it was very it's good. It was a very good promo. What's that?
He's always fire on the mic. It's hard to say that he's not. I haven't seen a promo that he's done that's been bad.
Right. Well, what he was basically talking about was that he was going to be challenging for the TNT title. So that's kind of why. That's where that little brush up also kind of.
Oh, they're going back to the Dark intertwines with Dynamite now?
Well, okay. No, I think this was just Scorpio Sky, he cut the promo on Dark, but this was I guess so. I guess they're kind of doing storylines with that, I guess, crossover
all right.
A little bit, which is interesting. Yeah, I like that. All right.
Can we just skip the next match and just go to the main event, please?
Yeah. Well, you don't want to talk about fucking Big Swole versus Reba? What?
This is where they lost my view.
Why?
Dude, it's no. Because it makes Britt look dumb. All right.
Why? She has no friends, right? Because she's too kind of bossy. Of course, Reba is going to do her dirty work.
Yeah, but Reba's not a wrestler. I mean, not under the circumstances. No, I'm talking about under the circumstances of the records.
I mean? Taz was saying that she had over 100 matches. So on commentary, they were putting her over as a wrestler, but she was in there.
You know what they should have done? They should have made
Reba.
They should have made Reba be like, "All right, I'll go fucking do this," instead of being like, "Oh, what the fuck? I'm a little girl." I'm like, "What the fuck?"
I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah.
And then I saw her do the moonsault and take her out a little bit. I'm like, why the fuck were you scared in the first place?
Right, yeah, she could just bust out a moonsault.
That's what I'm saying. That's the thing I would change about that, is that Reba should have been like surprised, but then, all right, I'll go fucking do this.
Right.
Like, what the fuck?
It's a good point. It's a very good point. Any other takeaways, Bryan?
No, I totally agree with that part of.
Yeah.
Jason.
I think everybody.
That was my problem with it, was you're going to put this girl over as she's got experience, but then you're going to make her look like she's scared and doesn't know what the hell she's doing in the ring while she's pulling off amazing moves and waltzing through Swole.
Right.
That was my other big problem.
I changed that part too, by the way.
Swole because fuck doing this.
What'd you say, MJ?
They did Swole wrong. They should have never. Why did they do that? Why? Why did they have Reba have offense? What the fuck?
Oh yeah, she should just fucking squash her, huh?
For like 4 moves in a row, dude.
Yeah.
Well, I just didn't understand that. I was like, then how am I supposed to believe that Britt can ever beat her? I mean, that Swole can ever beat Britt.
It's true. All right, well, so let's talk about the main event before we wrap things up over here. We had Jon Moxley defending his AEW World Championship with against Darby Allin. And I know, MJ, you had some strong opinions about this one. I did mention briefly that I thought that this was better than their first match. But what specifically were you referring to when you said that you had a lot on your mind when it came to this one?
Taz should have never fucking been on commentary.
How come?
Because it's killing this fucking. And okay. First off, Brian Cage didn't come out.
Yeah.
Okay. That was a perfect time to fucking do so since Taz is out there, you know, kind of doing his half heel, half, okay, I still have to do my job shit. Alright? Through the whole match, he's just switching back and forth with my dude. I'm noticing that more than the match. Because I know the storyline. I know who Taz is to Jon Moxley now. I know what's going on. And why the fuck didn't Bryan come out at the end or something? You know, how did that just whisk away when you have this whole commentary on this match of Taz talking half shit about Jon Moxley? It just took me out of the match a little bit. Obviously, I was definitely watching the match.
Sure. It was a great match.
It was just something I was like, dude, can you shut the fuck up for a minute? Just talk about the match so I can watch it as you're fucking saying shit about it. That's the only thing I had with it.
And he was even saying that he was going to try to be as straight down the line as possible. Like, he pointed out the fact that obviously he's going to be biased because his client or his part, whatever you want to call it, is Brian Cage. And he doesn't have, he doesn't like both these guys. What's that?
No many times he said Brian Cage, man.
Right.
I was like, dude, he better come out the end. And I fucking didn't.
Well, I know they announced that Excalibur is going to be back is it next week? Is it next?
Oh, the 26th.
Yeah, you're right. 26th. The 26th. Okay, so that's a couple weeks from. I guess stuff is going to be weird with the NBA playoffs. So I don't even know. Is that a Wednesday? What day is that?
Tuesday. Pretty sure.
No. Well, it's a Wednesday.
Oh, it's a Wednesday. Okay, it is a Wednesday.
Yeah. A little more than 2 weeks from now.
Well, I think. Well.
So is it going to be Taz on commentary for 2 more weeks? Ooh.
I mean, if it is, they gotta change something, because...
I'm with you.
Oh, and I have one more opinion, and I want Brian with the Y to talk about this, too.
Yeah.
Why the fuck would you put Darby and fucking John as the champion on a fucking Dynamite? Before a build-up that you're having a fucking dude talk shit about you, which I still don't believe MJF can even beat Moxley. I don't even believe MJF should be in the fucking spot. I'm always gonna have that fucking argument. Hell of a talker. Hell of a wrestler, dude, but right now I do not believe that he can beat Mox. Something's going on, dude. It's like they're trying to get so much out of Mox before he fucking leaves. Sorry for the spoiler.
I somewhat agree on the MJF shouldn't be in the title picture part yet kind of thing.
He's undefeated.
He hasn't really, he's undefeated, but he hasn't really done a whole lot of wrestling. He hasn't had enough matches, in my opinion, to really establish himself as a dominant force that should be just up there at the top tier trying to compete for the title. The big thing that stood out to me, you guys were talking about Taz on commentary, Brian Cage references over and over. There was the point where Moxley had Darby in the STF telling him to tap. You got Shivani on the mic. Darby has to try to get away from Moxley. Taz added to that. I've studied Moxley with Brian Cage, and Mox smothers his opponent. That's what he does well. JR replies, he's not doing it right now, which leads me to believe he's showing a little bit of mercy on Darby, to which Taz replied something along the lines of, I wish he would have shown the same courtesy to Brian Cage. Just buried his own guy, man. Why would you do that?
Oh, I didn't even catch that.
Yeah, just buried his own guy. Like, I wish he would have shown the same courtesy to Brian Cage. Like, damn, dude, come on.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of with, I think, for the most part, a lot of guys that I've talked about are kind of in the same boat as far as Taz's commentary. And it's not to say I don't like it, because I like him on Dark, Like, but now that he's kind of in the fold with, he's a manager now and he's taking on this whole different role. I don't think he needs to be kind of goofing off on commentary or, like you guys said, kind of biased in the match. And we didn't even see Cage, but it's still a fucking awesome main event. And
Dude,
like MJ said, this is on TV.
It's one of the best Dynamite matches I've seen yet. Well, next to Moxley and Pac.
Yeah, that's true. And this kind of saves. So wait, what did you mention before? You said that you think Moxley's going away.
He's a champion somewhere else.
I thought he was gonna be dropping that title.
We don't know. We don't know.
So you think that he would leave here?
Well, something was announced today called the G1.
Yeah.
So I think Moxley wants to do a second year in it.
With all the stuff that's going on right now, really?
People are going back to New Japan. They're getting clearance. Japan, my bad. Japan is, their state of emergency. Sorry, I don't think New Japan is all Japan.
No.
Japan stopped their state of emergency, so people can travel there now. People like Jay White, that's already there.
He already went back. It's true.
Kenta already went back. He lives here in the U.S., so that's, Chase Owens already went back. Yeah. All these people that lived here in the U.S., they're going back, so I think it's, I'm not going to say it on this program.
Say what?
I'm not going to say it, man.
What? Jay White?
No, I'm not going to say that. Moxley's going to leave AEW. He's going to leave for a minute, man. That's what it's going to be.
Wait, all right, so
I think that's what it's alluding to. MJF's going to win.
Bryan with a Y, do you think that he's really going to be leaving?
He's kind of got to sever ties with one of the two companies at some point for at least a year or two. That's all I really feel about it. And I kind of only think he's looking at maybe 3 to 5 more years of active wrestling at this point in his life. So I could see him at some point here within the next several months making that decision to make a step over to one of the companies for a good 1 or 2 year term.
Right.
Not appearing with the other. Don't know which one it's going to be. I don't know. I feel Renee would have a lot of input with that. I mean, come on. That's
what I was going to say.
You're married. You don't just say, hey, honey, I'm going to go work in Japan for a couple of years. Yeah.
And, she's going to be working, she's working over here and.
Yep.
Well, and she already had her fucking struggles with all the shit that's going on too. So, man, I don't know. I like Moxley in AEW right now, but I would like to see the title off of him. I'll say that. I don't want him to just up and leave because I enjoy him.
No, Brian, what? What are you saying, dude?
What?
He needs to still be the champion.
Why?
Do you not know he's impressive? He's being more impressive than he is without a championship. Sorry.
No, he needs to have matches like he did against who is it? Kenny Omega.
I can't take that right now. I need John Moxley, the brawler, dude. The fucking Minoru Suzuki brawler, dude. I need that. It's drawing, dude. Have you not noticed that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, everything's kind of weird right now.
I'm keeping my fucking title. Moxley is just, it's one of my best things in wrestling right now. Next to Jay White.
True. It's Moxley. No, I'm sorry. Jay White, then Moxley. Then I don't know what comes after that.
Every title match is a memorable end for him. It's great.
True.
You go in being like, man, these guys shouldn't face them. Okay, like MJF. Maybe, who knows, maybe Moxley is going to beat MJF in a big way. I remember every ending of his title matches right now because he ends them in some crazy fucking ending.
Right. I don't know, man. We'll see. I really don't want him to leave. I know you guys want him to, but
Whoa. I don't want him to leave per se, but I really do think that he...
Oh, you just want him to keep the belt.
Think about this. I'm just gonna say this. I know we're kind of going over a little bit.
Yeah, we're good.
But listen, there's something called New Japan America. And they're talking about running in America. And guess who the U.S. champion is? That's what I'm alluding to.
Right. All right. We'll see.
So that just clears up, what Bryan with the Y was saying?
Yeah. That's true.
They haven't announced that yet. I'm not saying that's a thing. It was supposed to be a thing before COVID, most definitely.
Fucking COVID.
That's what I just think is probably going to... probably going to happen. Either he's going to stay in AEW or he's going to go there.
All right.
Can't say which because, he doesn't do social media, and I praise him for that.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, Brian, was there anything else about Dynamite that you wanted to talk about before we wrap things up over here?
Well, we've failed to even mention any highlights to the match other than some of the commentary and Brian Cage mentions and all that. MJF came through and tried to have a little bit of shenanigans go on there and cost Moxley the match because, let's face it, he feels he could beat up the little 100-pound emo kid a lot easier than he could beat Mox for the title. And it backfired. Totally backfired on him. Moxley still got the win. So we pretty much end the show with a pissed off, angry MJF sitting there realizing his plan totally didn't work, and he still has to figure out how to get that belt off of Moxley and around his waist, like he says is going to happen.
And it kind of saved Moxley too. Like, he didn't really come off as a heel in any way for having to beat down Darby. If anything, it pushed Darby to be even more kind of crazy that he can kind of take this abuse and still, take all the offense from Moxley and still kind of,
Yeah, he hits that gotch pile driver, and he goes over to the corner after Darby kicks out, and he shakes his head and a little bit of disbelief. And also, what I gathered from that outside of the disbelief was he didn't want to have to do it.
Right.
He didn't want to have to put Darby away that way. He was hoping the pile driver would have been enough.
Right.
So he
like
turns
taking
around,
pity on his.
turns around, hits him with the shift, spikes him there, and goes for the 3. Sits there and, they have a moment where you can see him talking to him after the match, showing a lot of respect, hugging and all that. Still on the map the whole time.
Sure. And one of the other things too is that with MJF kind of trying to take out Moxley, it was almost seeming like he was trying to pick his opponent because he knows that he's waiting in the wings with being the one that's undefeated, and he's the one that has the fucking number 1 contender. So I like that aspect of it too, is that he's kind of trying to, you know what? And in fact, this goes right along with his goddamn character right now that he's got going on with the whole campaign thing and stuff. MJF is trying to meddle in the quote unquote polls of who's going to win this race or this match in this instance. So I see the political aspect of it. It all makes sense. I love it. It's great. Did we say, and Moxley, yeah, of course Moxley won. Oh yeah, you mentioned that.
And I'm just hoping the campaign is able to send the buttons and posters that they were packaging without the Postmaster General having any shenanigans going on.
Oh fuck, yeah, mail's all gonna be fucked. I know.
It's the 3rd time I've said shenanigans tonight, now 4th.
4? Was it really?
Yeah, we're on a 4 count at this point.
Damn, wow, alright.
Like double digit.
Shenanigans.
Doesn't count when you guys say it, it's just me.
All right. Well, let's wrap this up because I have to make subpar cookies. I've been baking a lot, and I made some cookies that they came out like scones, and I'm not very thrilled about it. So I gotta fix that.
Why don't you bake some dark order cookies with some masks?
I should try to do that. I should try to do that. But Brian, before I do that, can you please, do you have any plugs or anything that you want to throw out there for anyone to check out or
check
whatever?
Out the groups, join them. You guys got to join the groups. Join the Facebook groups. Check us out.
Which fucking one? Which one?
The ones. It's type in AEW All Elite Wrestling Discussion. That's the main one. We've got about 16,000 members there. You can't miss us. Answer the questions and get yourself in there. There's so much great content going on. We do the Spotlight of the Week, where we give you great content all week long on an individual talent that we vote on as a group.
Get J-White pictures.
We've got so many sister groups, if you will, that have spun off from that. There's so many. There's a WWE related group. There's we've even got a Cornet related group. There's so many of them. If you join one of them, you'll be able to, there's pinned in the announcements or the links to so many of the others that we run.
That's right. Cool. Well, thank you for that. And, MJ, do you have any plugs or anything, sir, ma'am, or sir?
Both. Pura Lucha Libre.
Mm-hmm.
I speak fucking Spanish, so don't be afraid that a white guy, half black, is running a pure,
You speak Spanish fluently?
Not fluently, but I know what it says, I ain't gotta translate some words because, it's wrestling dialogue, so.
Right.
I know some of the stuff, so. It's the only thing I care. I'm just kidding. That's about it, man.
That's about it. Okay.
Marked Out Wrestling Podcast. Yeah. I just got my Marked Out Pornhub-esque shirt. I'm about to promote that soon. Yes. Because that's a good ass shirt.
Is it?
It feels nice too. It feels nice, dude. It feels really nice.
Good. Well,
the neck is at right length, and you know how men are with their neck, the shirt neck shit.
Shirt neck. Shirt neck.
Yeah.
Oh man.
You're a big guy. You don't want to show the double.
For sure. All right, cool. Well, and I guess, is there anywhere else? Yeah, you said, go to Marked Out Wrestling Podcast on YouTube, subscribe so you can get notifications for this show and, all the other shows that we air also. I've got nothing else.
Yeah. Shout out WrestleJoy.
Oh yeah, WrestleJoy.
WrestleJoy. And along with that, for Kyle, shout out Carmen Childers.
Shout out Carmen Childers. Carmen Childers, AV Tech. On Facebook. That's right. Go buy a fanny pack or a t-shirt, or fucking book him for your event. That guy can make anything sound great. It's true. I know from experience. No, I don't. That's a lie, actually. But he can. All right. Well, sorry, I didn't mean to yell in your ear. I guess Kyle's not here to do the outro, so I guess
make your own. Make your own, dude. Do your own right now.
Let's see.
You take us in, you're gonna take us out.
Right. Okay.
Don't do drugs and alcohol, and alcohol kills your brain cells.
That's right.
That's a good one.
And
no. I want that to be a message.
What about spay and neuter your animals? I could do that. That's not taken right now, unfortunately.
Stay in school and safe sex is a lie.
Well, there is no school. You're staying in school.
Here we go. I got this. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, practice safe wrestling.
Boom. I mean, bang!
I'll catch you on the flip side.
Marked Out Podcast is produced and edited by U-Record Studios and from Charlotte, North Carolina. Subscribe, follow, and listen to us live on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook Live. Download the podcast by following us at podbean.com or subscribe on iTunes and Apple Podcasts. While you're there, go ahead and give us an honest and fair review and rating. Finally, if you have enjoyed our product and would like to see us grow, please donate to us by visiting the donation link below our live video, or you can donate via Venmo and Cash App at the handle RavePro. That's RAVEPRO.
You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows, visit electronicmediacollective.com.